We've all heard about global warming. Are professional climatologists the only source of knowledge? And with such an important issue, who do people trust? Patricia Cochran, an Inupiat Eskimo, born and raised in Nome, Alaska, and the executive director of the Alaska Native Science Commission, says that Indigenous people have known for decades what Western scientists are just now beginning to figure out.
Our communities have, in fact, been talking about climate change and types of climate change for more than 40 years. And it has literally taken Western science that amount of time to catch up to the things that our communities were discussing decades ago.
Deborah Williams, the president of Alaska Conservation Solutions, is working to educate people about climate change and help our government and individuals take action about the issue.
We are experiencing warmer weather. The average temperature in Alaska has increased 5 degrees Fahrenheit in the last 50 years.
Is there widespread consensus among the scientific community and Indigenous elders on climate change and its effects?
We are seeing species that we have never seen before, and we are seeing the decline of species that are indigenous to Alaska that rely on various ecosystems.
The water is warmer, so these warm water creatures are just moving up into our areas. You know, people have even seen sun turtles down in southeast Alaska.
And greater injuries associated with subsistence hunting and fishing, particularly in the winter, because the ice is thinner. There are more deaths and injuries associated with winter activities in remote areas of Alaska because of global warming.
It's not only for gathering the species, the animals that we're looking for food, but also just being able to navigate ourselves, whether we're using ice to travel on as road systems between communities or crossing a river to get to visit your relatives. We're finding more and more problems every day with our communities of people that are literally dying by falling into open leads.
We are seeing diseases in animals we've never seen before, such as ichthyophonus in salmon.
We're seeing a lot more fish that have deformities or anomalies like lesions or sores, tumors, things like that are occurring much more often than in the past.
Ironically, perhaps, global warming is adversely affecting the oil and gas industry. Summer production of oil and gas is less efficient because warmer temperatures reduce the efficiency of gas compression. Finally, and most recently, some oil wells that were drilled on the edge of the North Slope are now going underwater. And so the costs of capping these wells, of mediating the toxics associated with these wells is mounting as global warming redefines the map of Alaska. It
is more difficult to reach the animals that we survive upon. People are having to travel further distances. Again, that is some matter of concern, because where you used to be able to go just a few miles offshore for whaling, now you may have to go 20, 30, or 40 miles away. And when you're trying to haul a several-ton whale back to your community from that distance, it's a big problem.
Alaskans realize better than most that traditional Native knowledge is a vastly unappreciated and ignored source of information about our environment and about climate change. How much do they trust the knowledge of Indigenous elders, and how much do they trust what scientists tell us about global warming?
I would trust them more than my own personal knowledge.
I certainly find scientists more credible than senators who don't believe in global warming.
Scientists are scientists for a reason. They're not just making up stuff. They use hard data. They use facts.
I trust the natives more so than some scientists.
Indigenous elders, I have a lot more respect for, and it's valuable in a different way.
I would say native elders, because they have observed changes in one of the most delicate ecosystems in the world over decades, have a lot of valuable information on climate change.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you put your confidence?
Scientists, 7.9. Elders, 9.5.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say elders would probably be a 7, and scientists an 8.
Whether you place your faith in science or more traditional knowledge, they seem to be telling the same story about Alaska and its changing environment.